okay, y'all want them to pay more, but the fans have to do the same thing they do for the NBA.
Right.
You got to show support. You got to show up. You got to buy jerseys. You got to buy shoes. You got to do that. They're starting to do that now. But I have a solution for that, and nobody's going to like my solution.
I'm here.
In women's beach volleyball, let's just say that the net is 10. For women, it's lower just a little bit. I'm not saying lower it to 9, 5, 9, 6, but just 9, 9.
Just so we can dunk?
Yes.
No.
No, see?
I feel like it still would change.
I'm telling you.
I don't think so.
What? Bro, you dunking and getting, man, trust me, it'll change.
But I still think she need to do OnlyFans, like Shaq said. She need to dunk in her panties.
AngelReese, the self-proclaimed queen of college basketball, is outraged again after Shaquille O'Neal praised CaitlinClark and the WNBA's rapid rise. Feeling sidelined, Reese reacted as if she were a party crasher at her own celebration, upset that Shaq's focus wasn't on her.
She don't look like a dude. Like, she's trying to brand outside of basketball. Yeah, like, I'm a woman. I like men.
She tapping into that whole side. She tapping into that whole side of it.
It's a WNBA player to look like me and you. So she's trying to make it seem like
more girly.
Yeah.
The WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. I'm trying to think of like my rent for where I stay at. I'm gonna do the math real quick. I don't even know my salary. 74? Okay.
Yo! I'm living beyond my means!
Shaquille O'Neal didn't hold back on AngelReese, calling her out for obsessing over online critics. With sarcasm, he suggested that clapping back at trolls seemed to be her life's mission, reminding her that haters only talk because she's in the spotlight. His message was clear: keep working, but don't expect instant success. Then came the viral moment, when Shaq bluntly told Angel he'd rather see her in more clothes. The unexpected remark set social media on fire, adding another layer of drama to an already heated debate. And honestly, this is exactly the kind of drama that keeps women's basketball buzzing. So, let's dive into the delicious chaos, shall we?
What would you want to see me in?
I want to see you in, like, more clothes.
Okay.
AngelReese's reaction to Shaq's comments is a masterclass in missing the point. When the Hall of Famer praised CaitlinClark and the WNBA's meteoric rise, he wasn't throwing shade at Reese or anyone else. He was celebrating the league's growth, acknowledging how stars like Aya Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, and yes, Reese herself have pushed women's basketball to new heights. But for Reese, who has spent the past year embracing the role of the misunderstood underdog, Shaq's words felt like a personal betrayal. Instead of seeing it as a win for the sport, she took it as yet another slight, further fueling the ongoing drama in women's basketball.
And you don't strike this from the tape, Christian.
We ain't striking it.
Don't. I'm telling you, just lower like that to where it gives you ability to dunk. Bro, imagine you.
I'm not imagining.
Let me finish. Imagine you in the same little shirt you had on at the Wild 'N Out show dunking. You know how many t-shirts you gonna sell, cuz? You tripping.
Oh my
What?
God.
What? The same little shirt you had on.
Okay, all right.
Bro.
Let's break this down. Shaq is a straight shooter, pun intended. When he says WNBA players play harder than the men, he's not wrong. The league's focus on fundamentals, defense, and teamwork is a refreshing contrast to the NBA's growing obsession with three-point shooting. Shaq even pointed out the NBA's declining attendance, comparing it to the WNBA's record-breaking season. But for AngelReese, the real issue wasn't his critique of the men's game. It was his unapologetic celebration of CaitlinClark. To Reese, Shaq's praise felt less like a compliment to the league and more like a slight against her.
I think AngelReese want to see her. I think AngelReese really don't want to play basketball. I think she want to see her.
Nah.
You look at the way she dressed. She don't want to play basketball. She want to hoe. She got that whole spirit. Is she a basketball player? Don't know about this. Don't know woman play basketball. Them boys don't know real woman shoot no hoop. They learn home economics.
Now, let's not pretend this Clark-Reese rivalry is anything new. Their NCAA championship showdown last year was legendary. Clark's jaw-dropping scoring feats and Reese's unapologetic taunts created a media storm that was impossible to ignore. But while Clark used that moment as a springboard to greater heights, Reese seemed stuck in time, unable or unwilling to move past her college glory days. Meanwhile, CaitlinClark has been busy making history. Her All-Star Game performance wasn't just impressive, it was transformative. With over 3.4 million viewers tuning in, the game shattered records, proving that women's basketball is no longer a niche interest. Clark's charisma and undeniable skill have turned her into a global icon. The player fans can't stop watching, and the face of a league finally being taken seriously. And for Reese, that's a tough pill to swallow. But let's not forget, Shaq's comments weren't just about Clark. He made it clear that the WNBA's success is a collective effort, fueled by an unprecedented depth of talent. Players like Aya Wilson, who continues to dominate on both ends of the court, and Sabrina Ionescu, whose versatility has made her a fan favorite, are just as crucial to the league's rise as Clark. The difference? While Wilson and Ionescu let their game speak for itself, Reese seems more interested in chasing headlines. Instead of embracing the WNBA's newfound glory, she's caught up in the noise, missing the bigger picture of women's basketball's meteoric rise.
Let them be workers for the NBA. Yeah, the WNBA should be workers for the NBA. Yeah, that way, them got to deal with fans that can set them up and entrap them. Yeah, let them hold travel with the NBA team and alongside after they get through playing basketball. Them hoes. Y'all give a damn about the WNBA, and now I'm playing.
Take, for instance, AngelReese's reported frustration with the media's fixation on CaitlinClark. Instead of celebrating the WNBA's success as a collective achievement, Reese has doubled down on the narrative that she's being overlooked. It's an interesting stance for someone who has received no shortage of attention since her NCAA championship antics. If anything, Reese has been one of the most talked about players in women's basketball, but not always for the right reasons. Meanwhile, Clark's approach couldn't be more different. She's not caught up in petty feuds or manufactured drama. Her focus is on the game, and it shows. Whether she's draining deep logo threes or dishing out no-look assists, Clark has an uncanny ability to make the impossible look routine. That's exactly why she's become the face of the WNBA. Fans don't tune in to see who's throwing shade on social media. They tune in to witness greatness. And Clark delivers it in spades, making every moment on the court a must-watch spectacle.
Because of women's basketball, whenever you think of AngelReese, people often mention CaitlinClark. You've said in interviews, there's no beef, but the media keeps going on. This is your platform, so how do you feel about that situation?
I think just being able to be in that moment of it happening, you never realize how something can literally change your life. And knowing my 5 fingers and my other finger pointing at my hand could literally have changed my life for like forever is crazy.
What makes this situation even more ironic is that Reese and Clark are essentially fighting for the same cause. Both have played a major role in pushing women's basketball into the mainstream, proving the sport deserves the same respect and recognition as men's basketball. But while Clark has embraced her role as a trailblazer, Reese seems more focused on maintaining her status as the league's resident drama queen. And let's not overlook Shaq's broader point. His critique of the NBA wasn't just nostalgia for the good old days. It was a wake-up call. The modern NBA's over-reliance on three-point shooting has made the game predictable, if not boring. In contrast, the WNBA's emphasis on fundamentals, strategy, and pure hustle has made it a breath of fresh air. For Shaq, the WNBA's rise isn't just a feel-good story. It's proof that basketball, at its core, is still a game of skill and heart. And right now, the women's game is showcasing that better than ever.
Not get it twisted. I'm an angel all day. Like, I don't want people to turn it one way and then she think I'm turning my back on her.
Reese's tantrum, if we can call it that, is a distraction from what truly matters. The WNBA is on the verge of something extraordinary, and players like CaitlinClark are leading the charge. Record-breaking viewership, packed arenas, and soaring merchandise sales prove that fans are paying attention. But for this momentum to last, the focus needs to stay on the court, not off-court drama. It's worth noting that Reese has the potential to be one of the WNBA's brightest stars. Her talent is undeniable, and her fiery personality has made her a polarizing yet compelling figure. But to cement her legacy, she'll need to shift her focus. Rivalries and theatrics might grab headlines, but they don't sustain a career. What separates the greats from the merely good is consistency, discipline, and a willingness to evolve. If Reese embraces that, she could be just as much a face of the league as Clark.
She can't be rookie of the year because all she do is do the flip shots, give them up. Just remember all that shit that they say.
As for CaitlinClark, she has already proven she belongs in the conversation with the all-time greats. Her impact goes beyond statistics. She's changed the way people perceive women's basketball. Clark has shown that the sport isn't just worth watching, it's worth celebrating. That's a legacy no rivalry can diminish. In the end, Shaq's comments weren't an attack on AngelReese. They were a celebration of a league finally getting its due. But Reese's reaction is a reminder that not everyone is ready for the spotlight to shine on someone else. Clark is shocking the WNBA with her talent, breaking records left and right. But Reese's response? That's the real shocker. If she's not careful, she'll find herself on the outside looking in while the rest of the league moves forward. The WNBA is evolving, and to stay relevant, Reese must decide if she wants to be part of that growth or just another headline.
I think people love CaitlinClark, besides her skills.
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before.
Now, let's talk about this Athlete of the Year debate. Time magazine gives that award to athletes who make a significant impact on their sport, get people talking, and inspire the masses. By that standard, CaitlinClark is the obvious choice. She led Iowa to the national championship game, becoming the face of college basketball in the process. She's a scoring machine, breaking records for both points and assists. She has a Nike deal that makes the rest of the WNBA look like they're still negotiating for free gear. And she's been featured on nearly every major media outlet. In other words, Clark isn't just deserving of the title, she's the textbook definition of Athlete of the Year.
Plays the right way. I saw it. She makes the right play. Every time. Not all the time. She makes her teammates better. She shoots the ball. She's a great player.
But AngelReese is out here like, excuse me, did you forget about me? Her Twitter's buzzing, her Instagram's popping, and it's clear she's not content to take a backseat to CaitlinClark's rising fame. No, Reese's thoughts, and they're not exactly positive. If you followed Reese's social media over the past year, you know she has a knack for stirring up drama with a smile. She knows how to push buttons, especially when it comes to Clark. Sure, Reese respects Clark's game, but don't expect her to sit quietly while Clark gets all the attention. That's just not who she is. Women's basketball is entering its golden era, and there's room for everyone, if they're willing to rise to the occasion. The real question is whether Reese will seize the moment or let it slip through her fingers. For now, all eyes are on CaitlinClark, the player who has turned the WNBA into must-see TV. Whether Reese likes it or not, that's a game she can't win with tantrums alone. If she wants to be part of this new era, she'll have to let her play do the talking.